1418. Incredible us.
Hi, my name is Anya Bahel. I'm 19 years old and I'm with 1418 today to discuss stress, its manifestation, and how we deal with it.
Hi, welcome to 1418. I'm Kabir and I'm 17 years old.
I'm Mannat and I'm 14.
I'm Tejas and I'm 15.
I am Jay. I am 19 years old.
I'm Royan and I'm 16.
I'm Shiv and I'm 10.
I'm Alaya and I'm 15.
So, my first question to you guys is, what do you think stress is according to you?
Can I go first? So, according to me, stress is, I think, anything that just causes pressure on your mind or something that you think like a lot about that you shouldn't be, or like takes up a lot of your time. Any thoughts like that constitute stress, basically, maybe according to me. Does it?
Stress, according to me, is like anything that negatively affects your mental and social and physical well-being, and it should be restricted as much as possible.
Stress is anything that causes your mental imbalance in your brain and does not let you process things properly.
Stress is anything that's overshadowing any other aspects of your life and stopping you from living life to the fullest.
Okay, so now let's talk about what stresses you out.
School and parents.
What about school? Like, what about parents?
The constant pressure to perform well and to meet a certain standard.
Is it expectations also from your parents?
Yes. The expectation to always be a certain way, to always get a certain kind of grades and always excel at something.
What stresses me out is getting good marks all the time, being excellent in all the extracurricular activities, all the academics. That puts a lot of pressure.
What stresses me out is like for the first time I'm going to college, trying out the various activities, talking to seniors, competing with fifth years, and all of that.
What stresses me out is like thinking about scoring well in my SATs and organizing my future.
I think I'll basically agree with what everyone else said. Grades, parents, living up to that expectation and that standard that's set there.
I think college stresses me out. Standardized testing, like you said, SAT or the ACT. What else stresses me out? Yeah, college, just my future, extracurricular activities, my board exams, my current exams, a lot of things stress me out, yeah.
So we have a lot of things that are stressing us out, but how do we realize that we are stressed in that moment? Because when you're aware of the fact that you're stressed, it helps you cope with it better, right? So how do you know, Alaya, that you're stressed? Like, how can you tell yourself that you're stressed?
I get this pit in my stomach and I'm turned into a ball of nerves and I don't know what to do and everything just shuts off in my head.
I just get very anxious. I can't think about anything else. And that's what it is for me.
Being all over the place and not being able to think clearly.
I mean, I can't really sleep when I'm really stressed out.
I think just like I get really anxious and I freak out and I can't clear my thoughts.
I can't sleep. That's it. I can't sleep when I'm stressed, yeah.
So, like, you realize you're stressed, but then what do you do about it? Because we all know that there are healthy ways of coping with stress and then there are unhealthy ways of coping with stress. So, what are some of the unhealthy ways that you cope with stress? Let's start with you, Kabir.
Should I actually answer? Okay, sometimes I don't know, like I binge watch too many shows. That's maybe one of the unhealthy ways that I cope with stress. I don't know what else to answer. That's pretty much it.
So I think if like school is stressing me out, some submission, some deadline, I'll just push it off, I'll procrastinate it, try not to think about it.
Yeah, even I binge watch a lot of TV when I'm stressed out. It's not healthy.
Overeating, I overeat too much and then I vomit the next day. Yeah.
I just play video games all day. I completely forget about that thing until the last minute.
So you procrastinate.
Yeah.
I'm an escapist. I do anything I can to get away from my source of stress and I keep pushing it off until, well, it's the absolute last minute.
What is the one thing that you could have in your life that would help you deal with stress better? It could be a hobby, it could be a sport, it could be a tool, anything. One thing in your life that would just help dealing with stress a lot easier?
So I would either go for a jog, or WhatsApp a friend, or call up a friend, or I watch TV.
I play football when I'm stressed out. It kind of helps.
My hobby is to sketch, so I sketch or I paint when I'm really stressed out. That's like my outlet.
I either run or I cycle. I really enjoy that when I'm stressed. So those are like healthy outlets, yeah.
I play basketball and it helps to clear my mind and puts a lot of stress off me.
I listen to music or I go play football or hang out with some friends.
His question is that, so the basic answer you got given me is either sport or music or talking to people, right? But do you play sport only as a reaction to bust stress, or is sport part of your life in more ways than one and it manifests itself as a stress buster as well?
I mean, I guess like I don't just play sports to, get myself away from stress. I mean, sports also stresses you out sometimes, but sports helps a lot because it like teaches you a lot of lessons in hard work and determination, I guess.
I think like two things. When I run, I really enjoy running. I'm not doing it because I'm stressed. I enjoy running, and that also manifests as a stress buster. But the other thing is I love watching sport. Like he said, sport can be stressful, but I love it because it's like a fun type of like frivolous stress that you need to, I think, like detach from real world problems. So I think sport like is like an escape from actual like very heavy stress.
So you think if you played more, you'd be less stressed? Or you ran more, you'd be less?
I don't think so, not necessarily. I think that just because it is like a stress buster doesn't mean you overcompensate with only stress busters. I think that it's enough it's enough for that moment. And you also, I think if you give it too much importance as a stress buster, then you stop having fun with it, right? Then it's just like a fail-safe mechanism. So
I jog every day, and that's something I do every single day, and it helps me refresh my mind, and talking to friends is an everyday thing.
I'm asking is that if you jogged more, would you be less stressed? Do you think you would be less stressed if you like increase the time that you jogged for?
Not necessary, because it can like sometimes take a toll on your brain, but like but jog for a reasonable amount of time, not to overtire yourself.
No, I think playing the right amount of sports can only help you get off stress. So I don't think so.
I think sport is an outlet for the type of stress you're feeling at the moment. You can't constantly keep playing sport as a preventive for stress.
So we've spoken about how you have stress, but let's be real, it's only going to grow from this point onwards. Like if you're in school in your younger grades, it's going to get worse. If you're in higher grades, if you're going to get into college, it's going to get worse there. So can you tell me one or two major areas that you deal with that are very stressful for you and how you deal with those particular areas? So for example, if like studies stress me out, I break studies into smaller, more achievable goals. I achieve smaller goals which make me feel better about myself and therefore less stressed. So while music is a stress buster for me, specifically when I'm stressed about my exams, this is how I deal with it. So give me examples like that.
Now that I'm in law school, I get to try so many new things like moot courts, Asian parliamentary debating, British parliamentary debating, alternate dispute resolution, negotiation rounds. So all of these things, I take it as a feel that it will train me to do better in my profession, and I take it more as a skill building thing, and it will lead me results in these things.
What stresses me out the most is mainly my exams, and what I try to do is study as much as I can, as much as possible, so that there's very little chance of me failing. That's why.
School workload, and I just academics, and I break it up and do it like that, or I just don't do it.
And if you have the right seniors and the right kind of people who can help you out in these activities, in these extracurricular activities, and even academics and all, you will be good to go. And even the debate competition I went for last Saturday, even the seniors helped us out as much as they could, only one, but whatever, we got to learn a lot.
I usually get stressed out by academics, and I like to deal with it by being disciplined with my time and cutting things up and like doing it at specific time frames.
For me also, I think I get more stressed out about academics than anything else, and breaking it up, kind of making a schedule, planning out what I want to do first, going about it.
Thank you. I think two things stress me out mainly. Academics, like they both said. So you have to make like a good schedule and honestly prioritize what you need to do. And the second thing is like relationships. Like in any form. Relationships that are stressful. So with like people, also like with friends, those relationships are also really stressful. So those are two things that take up my mind, and I think just having conversations with other people about that is really, really helpful. So that's how you deal with that.
So we've spoken about what stresses you out and how you deal with it. But is there a specific place or a specific person that you feel the most comfortable, who helps you the most to deal with your stress? And on the opposite end of the spectrum, is there a place or a platform or a person that makes you feel the most stressed out?
It's most and least comfortable, right?
Yeah.
I think most comfortable I feel with my best friend. So he's pretty fun to talk to, and yeah, like at night I can talk to him. Least comfortable, I think, I don't know, maybe like my parents. Not all. Yeah, some certain things, maybe my parents are just stressful to talk to them about. Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with what he said. So the person I'd be most comfortable with would be my best friends, and least comfortable probably like my parents, my dad.
I don't really like talking about stress with anyone, so I just like working it away in like a football field, like a tennis court or something. And I'm least comfortable around my friends because they seem like they have everything together, and that kind of stresses me out even more.
So I share my thing with my two close confidants, and I feel the least comfortable with my mother.
I'm the most comfortable with my mother because she can always calm me down, and the least comfortable I think is with my friends because I don't think they can ever understand what I'm going through.
Yeah, same. I think most comfortable is my sister, and least comfortable would probably be my friends or my parents because they just seem to have it all worked out for them.
So while we've discussed that stress is a part of everyday life, we have to admit that some stress sometimes get out of hand, and then it can manifest itself into deeper, more problematic issues. You can feel more anxious, you can feel more depressed. So have you ever considered seeking help professionally, whether it was your school counselor or college counselors or anyone you know who is a professional?
Yeah, I have.
With school counselors?
With school counselors, yeah. With school
And you
counselors.
feel comfortable?
Not only with school counselors. One time, a long time back, I used to have like a therapist for like multiple reasons, but no, not anymore. Now I'm fine.
But was it ever like, were you ever like ostracized against for seeing these people?
No, not really.
Or have you ever felt?
So I don't know, because it wasn't a mental health issue that I went to a therapist for. It was a learning thing. So it was not a mental health issue. So I wouldn't know. But I know people who have been ostracized for mental health issues.
So I've gone to a school counselor and I've had a session with a therapist before, and like
Did you let your friends know that you were going to meet them? Or?
yes, like my close friends knew, because I think the people I consider close aren't the type to judge. I think they'll understand, and they think I need it. If I felt like I needed it, then they'd be there. So
Yeah, I've never had to do this. I don't think I've ever reached that stage in stress.
No, I have never, because I don't know whether they understand or not what I'm trying to say. As
Think that a counselor would be able to help you.
because like they don't know me properly and my strengths and my weaknesses. And my
But it's their job to understand you and then help you. So you don't think that they would be able to do that?
no, because like I don't know them, and I feel I'm very like I'm like an introvert.
No, I haven't. I think whenever I'm really stressed, I just go to my mother, like I said, and she really can calm me down. I don't think.
Yeah, I've been to school counselors and outside as well.
Okay. So now that we've established that some of you are comfortable going to counselors and some of you are not, we're talking on 1-for-1-8, right? A platform for teenagers, for young individuals like yourself. So what could we as a platform do to help you battle stress better? It could be maybe, a speedy anonymous chat with a trained professional. Maybe you'd feel more comfortable talking online where they don't know who you are and be able to like share your problems, where you'd never have the fear of, for the lack of a better word, being exposed, right? Would that be helpful, or what else could be helpful that this platform could provide you to deal with your stresses better?
Yes, because then it will be easier to communicate online with a person you don't know properly.
Yeah, I think so, because we don't completely, they don't completely know us, and we don't know them, so we can't be so, like they'll expose us, they'll expose our secrets or something.
But this is something that you worry about, and that's why you don't go and see a counselor. You worry that they'll tell other people that you're seeing them. Jay, is that also why you don't go see counselors? Because you think they'll tell people who you are and your problems?
Yes.
You don't believe that they'll remain confidential?
Not really.
I feel like an anonymous secret chat, not with a trained professional, but with people your age who can understand your issue, maybe face the same issue and provide solutions.
So, within your own age group, not with a professional?
No, as in like you have a chat, but everything is anonymous. So you discuss your problem and people your age offer their experiences.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that an anonymous chat it'll make you feel less vulnerable, and like your anonymity will protect you from feeling weak or something. So it'll be
Anonymous chat amongst your age group or with the...
No, with a professional, I think.
You'll feel more comfortable.
Yeah, you'll feel more comfortable.
And you think you'd go to that professional to seek help more often if you knew it was anonymous?
Yeah, because you don't feel like vulnerable, you feel like protected, so it's better.
I think I'll agree with him. I feel like a lot of people don't go or talk to people about it because talking about what hurts you or upsets you, you feel weak, you feel vulnerable, you feel like you're in a position where you could be hurt. So that includes me. So I think it's good to have an anonymous chat, so that kind of takes away that vulnerable factor.
Yeah, I agree. I think that therapy is like quite an expensive commodity in India. Like just seeking help is quite privileged. So to have like an easier way to access it, I think that's better, because then essentially you're opening up therapy or mental health to the masses and like dispelling notions like that your anonymity isn't safe. So you're helping in that sense. So it's helpful. I agree.
And honestly, at this point in time, there's so many, like if you Google, am I depressed? You will have 5,000 quizzes saying, if you answer so-and-so question, you could be depressed, etc., etc. Yeah, if you're... Probably. But, you know, I feel like if you have someone who you know is a trained professional, who, if diagnosing you is correct, I feel like it would be better than like Googling it. Because if you ever try and Google, do I have anxiety or do I have depression, I 100% assure you, even if you are 100% okay, you will leave believing that you have the said disorder. So here we have with us 14 to 18-year-olds who've spoken courageously about their journey with stress and their difficulties and how they deal with it. While there are methods to deal with stress on a personal level, it is an important aspect of every one of our lives that is impacting all teenagers across the world. And as for 14 to 18-year-olds, we need help to be able to deal with it outside the boundaries of our friendships. One for one, it will be taking the help of mental health professionals as well as talking to 14 and 18-year-olds to see what they need to offer viable solutions to manage stress and mental health issues.
1418. Incredible us.